Peace in Pan-Africanism to all my African brothers and sisters all around the world. Thank you so much for tuning in on King Said So. I'm your host, Kagiso Hlongwane, King 053, Mr. Easy, Imali, Enengenenge. I'm back at it again with another one, and this time around I'm going all the way to Mpumalanga to cover the speech of the ANC Youth League president, a member of parliament, Collen Malatji. He was speaking at the dialogue engagement with stakeholders and the youth, and he gave a speech there. And I just wanted to highlight a few things that, I'm going to play his whole speech. It wasn't too long. I want to highlight some few things that he said there and how I feel like some of the things it might just be too late to say them because the ANC is the government in power. I don't want to hear the Youth League speaking as if it's an opposition party. Like there's too many loopholes. Like yes, we are doing good, but we should do more. Here we are lacking. We should get more employment. We've got businessmen, but you know. And I think one thing that I took out of what the ANC is trying to do now, I picked it up. I picked it up from some notable premiers of the ANC of provinces, and especially the premier of my province, Dr. Zamane. So what a wise man. When you speak about intelligent, let me rather say intelligent, not wise, intelligent men, Dr. Zamane Soul is one of them. They are now running away from Ramaphosa's term as a president, meaning the last past, what has it been since 2019? 2019 May, was it, when they kicked out Jacob Zuma? They are running away from comparing that term with Jacob Zuma's 9 wasted years, because those years clearly were not wasted. South Africa was at its healthiest, not best, economical wise. But when we talk about the numbers that have increased in terms of population and what Jacob Zuma had to deal with in terms of opposition, I think he did a better job than Thabo Mbeki and Cyril Ramaphosa, according to the opposition that he faced when he was president. The man juggled a lot when he was president. So they no longer speaking about 9 wasted years, because 9 wasted years reflects negatively on the ANC. They're no longer speaking about Cyril Ramaphosa's term, because remember, they will make the excuse of COVID. Many countries in the world are still recovering from the impact of COVID. They are very skeptical in going into that area, because we'll say, no, but tell us, what is it that you did for the past 5-6 years? What is it that you have achieved that you are proud of? Jacob Zuma built universities and all that. So in his term, Jacob Zuma, we will make a video about it when we are speaking about controversies. It looks like they are coming to Kimberley tomorrow. Huh? Well, not tomorrow. You guys will be getting the video tomorrow. So today, so I should be out. I did contact the contact person on the poster, and I told him, listen, I need an interview. I need you to hook me up. But they are dragging their feet. They don't understand how big the king is. So it's okay. We will go there at the venue and get some footages for you guys to see what Jacob Zuma is doing in Northern Cape. Back to the topic. Collen Malatji spoke about the past 30 years of the ANC was not a waste. I agree with that. When you look at the past 30 years, you look at any country in Africa and you calculate 30 years after they got their fake artificial independence, very few has made the strides that South Africa has made. And we have to thank Thabo Mbeki for stabilizing the economy when he was in charge. You understand? And he really did a great job, that man. He really, Thabo Mbeki usizile. Then with Jacob Zuma, because he was painted as this uneducated president who is rebellious and white people don't like him. It was that thing of he had opposition even from his party. Then we started seeing clear divisions in the ANC. So they are speaking about 30 years now. 30 years, how can we sum up the 30 years? Because from all that 30 years, really what is disappointing is this term of Cyril Ramaphosa, this term of Andre the Reiter, Wargiman, Kwele Mantashi, and who's the coolie guy, the Indian guy. They disappointed us really. Praveen Gordhan, that this term of this leadership could not steer the ship into one direction. This leadership could not steer the ANC into one direction with agreement. The ANC is broken like nobody's business right now, to be honest. So they have to go the route of saying, listen, we can't compare with Zuma's term, that was better. We can't compare with Thabo Mbeki's term, that was better. We can't dare to compare with Nelson Mandela. Let's combine all the terms and compare it to the apartheid times. So you will hear Collen speaking about before 1994, because that's how low the ANC has to go now in terms of going back to go and find the good things of the ANC. And it is not all bad. I think they don't know how to properly document the great things that ANC are doing. ANC has got good councillors on the ground that are doing the job, but it does not, they don't get the shine they're supposed to because they are not the main top 6 people. ANC has got good MECs that are working in departments. I once made a video about the MEC of youth, women, and people living with disability here in Northern Cape, and the excellent work that she's doing. I was impressed, But those things, they don't get a shine because corruption. They say they have dealt with corruption. They dealt with a faction that they did not want in the ANC, and the corruption there. The corruption in the Cyril Ramaphosa camp was not dealt with. And we have to be honest with that. Collen Malatji, is he really giving the youth that hope that there is future in South Africa? There is a bright future in South Africa. I think if the ANC wins, they will continue making small progresses. Understand? The youth of South Africa is only going to see radical economical transformation if the EFF comes to power. Understand? I don't know what is the policies for Umkhonto we what are they planning for the youth. I'm not sure, but I think the youth will start seeing change with the ANC that is in collusion with another party that will influence them and put pressure on them. But as long as the ANC can win with outright majority, 51%, the progress will continue being slow because I'm telling you, I just feel like white monopoly capitalist companies, they've got us there in the ANC. They've got us. They're really steering the ship. We think that these people are in control, are presidents of this country. In the background, there are families that are running our country, and we don't know about it. We really don't know about it. So he spoke about unemployment. You can't speak about unemployment. You can't speak about you are the governing party. Why are you not fixing this unemployment issue? Stop giving people 350s and build factories every city. You can build bread factories, uniform factories, clothes and uniform factories, steel factories. You've got all of these artisans and these the guys doing carpentry, plumbers, and all of that. Create a job. Don't give them the skill, then send them to the market. What market? There's no market for them. So for me, it's like we need a lot of work to do. NSFAS, Cyril Ramaphosa is cutting the budget of NSFAS. And so many, I think last year it was like 87 students that were nationwide that did not receive their money. The administration of it, there's a case now there with batho bane into le we Communist Party. It's just there isn't a thing they can point out and say, look at this we are proud with. Look at this. Women are getting slaughtered every day. Children are getting raped. Children are falling in pit toilets. Roads are getting worse. Service delivery is not. There is progress, yes, but it's not enough to make South African excited to say we will vote for the ANC. Yes, those who have benefited from all of these programs, they're going to say, listen, ANC benefited me, I'm going to vote. So good with them. But the majority, like over 50% of unemployment of youth in South Africa, it's crazy. That number is crazy. So every second person, every second youth you meet, it's not working. Bathi uzoyithola kanjani uhlele khona ngihlale kuphi ngoba there is no work. There is no work. Ngihlale endlini. You know, bahlele khona because akuna plan. Akuna plan. The government must take care of its people. Yeah, let me stop there and play the interview. For some of you who have not seen the interview, tell me if you agree or not on the comment section. Is Collen Malatji giving you that hope as the youth? Kuti kuzolunga man, kuzolunga. Everything's gonna be is gonna be alright. Like the famous song that says sizojika izinto thula mntanami sizosijika ukhalelane sizosijika izinto. The turn is very slow for South Africans. South Africans are very impatient, but rightfully so, because there's other mistakes that we cannot. You've been reporting this, the rain, and the sewage is flowing into houses. You find that a person says, no, it's been months I'm staying with this problem. Some years without water, some, it's like, so ithola kanjani mara le so solijika kanjani sozijika kanjani lezi zinto lezi. Yeah, guys, let's quickly listen to what Mr. Collen Malatji, the member of parliament, said to the youth of Mpumalanga. Until we meet next time, don't forget to pray, and after you pray, stand up, youth, do your best so that the country can help you or some way, and God will do the rest. Peace in Pan-Africanism. I salute you.
The president of the Youth League to make his remarks, and then hand over to the president to speak to us. Amanda.
Thank you very much, Secretary General of the ANC, the former president of the ANC Youth League, Comrade Fikile Mbalula, the leadership of the province, Secretary General of the ANC Youth League, the chair of the province, Comrade Mandla, the premier of Mpumalanga, Comrade Refilwe, and the youth. Uzeyithola kanjani? Uhlele khoneni? Uzeyithola kanjani? Uhlele khoneni? President, it is clear that through the presentation of different young people, that the past 8 years of an ANC-led government was not wasted years, as per the narrative driven by those who are influenced to reverse the gains that the ANC has delivered. There are young people here, before 1994, they will never be able to even set foot in Russia. Today, they are saying that they are engineers from Russia through the intervention of the ANC-led government. The young people here who have never thought in their lives they will leave their own villages because we pushed back to those villages. Today, they own business offices in town, in malls, where in the past was set aside for few minorities. There are young people here who have never dreamed that there will be doctors because of their family backgrounds. Today here, they are showcasing that they are medical doctors through the intervention of the ANC-led government. There are young people here who, when they left high school, because of most of them, maybe they did not perform as per societal expectations. The ANC also created opportunities for them to participate. We're creating artisans, we're creating engineers, we're creating doctors, we're creating entrepreneurs, we're creating everyone who wants to fully participate in the economic activities of the country. Now, those young people came here, all of them, President, and said they thank the intervention of the ANC-led government. But on top of everything that they've raised, there is one common thing that they raise, all of them, is the issue of unemployment. They are saying that the interventions have been made. We thank you. But the problem about these interventions is that we must urgently move to create employment for the youth of South Africa. Because if we don't create employment for the youth of South Africa, we run a risk of investing in water. You know, no matter how much water you put in the ocean, but if you put water in the ocean, you'll never see the results of the water because there's too much water in the ocean. Now, the urgent issue that we need to intervene on is the issue of unemployment. And I think, President, through our engagements in all platforms that we meet in, we agree that the unemployment issue must be resolved and it shall be resolved. And the Youth League, it has given you solutions. The young people here have given you solutions that let's use our raw material below our soil to resolve our own problems. It can be, President, I repeat, that over 70% of raw materials can leave this country to go and create employment in countries where there's no raw materials. When in countries where there's raw materials, there's unemployment. Now we must be selfish and put South Africa first. Aba enjoy 30% of raw materials. The 70% must remain here. Factories must be open. Secondary, tertiary industries must be active. The youth of this country must run factories, businesses in their own country, utilizing the raw materials given to them by God. Because God chose Africa as a country of option. Now, those that have no raw materials, if they want employment, they must come to Africa. We have created jobs for everyone to a point whereby we'll be importing jobs from other countries. Because with our raw materials alone, we can create jobs for everyone. We can create business opportunities for everyone. Now, it can't be that we're the ones who are given donations by countries that have nothing. It must be us who give them donations, utilizing everything that we have. Africans can no longer be a charity case of Europeans anymore. People that have nothing use our own resources to build their own economies. Then they later say Africa is poor and they give us food. When they use our own raw materials to build their own countries. Now we're saying that enough is enough. This youth here, they are skilled, they'll go to school. The ANC-led government has opened opportunities for them. They now want to participate in the economic activities of their own country. And they acknowledge the work that have been done. Let's just unlock the economy and restructure it to benefit the majority of South Africans. Because there's no economy that can be progressive if it does not benefit the majority. It can't be correct that minorities in the country carry the majority. It can't be. The majority must carry the minority. Now we must restructure it in a way that the majority of the people in the country no longer complain about small things like unemployment in a country like South Africa. We know that through your pronouncements, after they were saying there's high level of unemployment, there were interventions that were made and certain jobs were brought back into the economy. And we appreciate that. And we're saying that more can be done. The progress we see of the certain jobs that have been lost in the economy have been brought back. But I'm saying that it must be done at a high scale. As much as we acknowledge that there's movement, but we're saying that let's fast track it, that movement, so that the youth of the country fully participate. President, we have enough engineers. We can't hear that civil engineers are unemployed when we have ESCOM collapsing due to some of the issues that there's a lot of people who are retiring. We're told that a lot of old engineers are leaving ESCOM, they're retiring. But we're told also that there are civil engineers who are unemployed. Something is not right, President. Please zoom into that ESCOM. We have solution. We'll give you young engineers here. They'll resolve the issue of the energy crisis. Because there can't be an energy crisis in South Africa when you've got engineers who have sent them as far as Russia. As far as Russia, countries that are known to have a clear energy security, they will have solutions, these young people. We'll come with them to you, President, to resolve all these problems because, as they've said, as I quote what the SG of the ANC have said, only South Africans can resolve South African problems. We can't delegate them to anyone else. Ourselves here, we can resolve it. It can't be that there are doctors who are unemployed when we are told that there are shortages of doctors in clinics. Now, those are areas that I know, President, after we've given you a new mandate, the January 8 statement, those are some of the things you will release and explain and send command to everyone that if they don't want to work, you have enough army of young people who are ready to be DGs, who are ready to be chief directors, who are ready to be engineers. Now, you are not desperate for people who don't want to work. Don't be scared to fire those who are sleeping on duty. There's enough manpower here to resolve all of those problems. Now, what we know very well, President, under your capable hands, led by an ANC-led government, we know all of these problems will resolve. And President, we can tell you now, after we resolve all of these problems, these Mickey Mouse organizations led by criminals will not have voters because people will know it's only the ANC that resolve their own problems. Because everyone who's a criminal kicked out of the ANC, when they are bored with their wives and children and their families, the first thing they think about is to form a political party and go to parliament and reverse the gains of freedom. Now, our people will no longer be used by opportunists. Our people will know that the ANC will resolve their problem because they are used by opportunities to take advantage of the high level of inequalities in this country, of a high level of unemployment in this country. Everyone today, even those that hate people of South Africa, they say they have a solution to resolve problems in South Africa. When we all know that it's only the ANC, and when the ANC implements all its resolutions, no one, no Mickey Mouse, no criminal will stand up in public and say, I'm a cleaner criminal now because the ANC has kicked me out. You can't be kicked out a criminal in the ANC, but tomorrow you form a party and so you are clean. When people in South Africa told us that they don't vote for the ANC because it's associated with corruption. When we act on corruption, people from political parties, they say now they are clean. From when were they clean? When they were in the ANC, they were dirty. When they're outside, they are clean. Now we're saying that our people must not lose patience with the ANC. The ANC will resolve all the socio-economic problems. And these problems don't fall into traps of voting for opportunists because you are angry. Anger will make you make a lot of mistakes. Baba Jolang ba tseba hore ha o kwatile o kgona hore ha o sa monyaka mosadi wa hao o hopole boshego hore bana, where is my woman? Because you took your decision out of anger. Now, those are issues that we need to resolve, and we believe that, President, the solutions are in the ANC, and as the youth of the country will be there to support and make sure we become the voice of the voiceless, we resolve and become the messengers of those who have no access to you, and brief you on the new trends and the new problems that the youth of the country are faced with. Thank you very much.